Now, it was filmed in 2017. Anne opened up about her relationship with her mother, saying the Queen always led by example.
Something unusual just happened in the royal family, and the whole world is talking about it. A moment between Princess Anne and Queen Camilla was caught on camera, and it's not the warm, friendly exchange people expect. There's tension in their faces, sharpness in their gestures. Something feels off. The video is everywhere, and everyone is asking the same question. What's really going on between them? Was it just a small disagreement, or is there more to the story? This heated moment is making headlines, and the details might just change the way people see the royals forever. Where and when was this footage taken? This particular exchange happened at a high-profile royal event, one where both Anne and Camilla were present alongside other members of the royal family. Now, when it comes to these formal occasions, everything is carefully planned out. Who stands where, who speaks when, and how everyone is supposed to behave. The royal family is always under a microscope, and even the slightest movement or glance can spark headlines. This event was no exception. But what made this moment stand out was that it wasn't just a passing look or a simple exchange of words. It was a visible moment of tension, one that unfolded right in front of the cameras. And that's what makes it so fascinating. These women know they are always being watched. They are trained to keep their emotions in check, especially during public appearances. So, if something slips through, it usually means there's more happening beneath the surface. Now, let's talk about what exactly we saw in the footage. The body language speaks volumes. Even without hearing a single word, you can tell something is off just by looking at their body language. Princess Anne, as always, stands tall with a strong and commanding posture. She has always been known for her no-nonsense approach, and that absolutely comes through in this clip. Her facial expressions are sharp, her eyes focused, her brows slightly furrowed, and her mouth tight. It's the look of someone who is either irritated, frustrated, or just downright unimpressed. On the other hand, Queen Camilla appears more reserved. Her posture is slightly tense, her shoulders stiff. She seems to be reacting to whatever Anne is saying, but not with the same level of energy. Instead, she looks like she's trying to keep things under control. There's even a moment where she glances away slightly, as if she's trying to dismiss the situation or avoid engaging in a full-blown confrontation. But the most telling part of the whole exchange is Anne's hand gestures. If you watch closely, she isn't just speaking. She's emphasizing her words with her hands, using small but firm movements. It's the kind of thing people do when they're making a strong point, when they want the other person to understand exactly what they're saying. This isn't casual chit-chat. This is Anne making it very clear that she has something to say, and she's not holding back. Meanwhile, Camilla doesn't match Anne's intensity. Instead, she seems more defensive. She keeps her hands close to her body. Her expressions are less animated, and her overall stance suggests that she is either uncomfortable or trying to maintain composure. The tension between them is palpable, even though it only lasts a few seconds. What was actually said? Now here's where things get even more interesting. The audio in the clip isn't perfect, so you don't hear every single word clearly. But experts and lip readers have attempted to analyze it, and from what we can gather, it seems that Anne is questioning something, possibly even challenging Camilla on a particular matter. Her tone, while not outright aggressive, is definitely firm. It has that sharpness to it, like she's either correcting something or expressing dissatisfaction. Camilla's response, however, is much shorter. It almost seems like she's brushing it off or trying to downplay whatever Anne is saying, and that's what makes this moment so intriguing. If this was just a friendly discussion, you'd expect smiles, relaxed body language, or maybe even a quick laugh. But there's none of that. Instead, there's a sense of tension, of two women who clearly don't see eye to eye on whatever they're discussing. So, what could they have been talking about? And more importantly, what could have triggered this moment in the first place? What could have caused the tension? There are a few possible explanations floating around, and honestly, all of them make sense. One theory is that Princess Anne isn't entirely comfortable with Camilla's role as queen consort. Anne has been a dedicated working royal her entire life. She has followed the rules, upheld tradition, and carried out her duties without complaint. Camilla, on the other hand, didn't take the traditional route into the royal family. Given her history with King Charles and the complicated past surrounding her relationship with the late Princess Diana, there's a possibility that Anne still doesn't fully accept her as queen. Another possibility is that the disagreement was about the event itself. These royal gatherings are meticulously planned, and sometimes tensions rise over things like seating arrangements, schedules, or even how certain duties are being carried out. Anne is known for being direct and outspoken. If she felt that something wasn't being handled properly, she wouldn't hesitate to call it out. Maybe Camilla was trying to assert herself in a situation where Anne felt she shouldn't. There's also the chance that this was simply Anne being frustrated with how things are being run under King Charles's reign. While Anne has always been fiercely loyal to her brother, she is also someone who values efficiency and tradition. If she sees things changing in a way that she doesn't agree with, she's not the type to just sit back and let it happen. Camilla, as queen, is now a central figure in the monarchy, so if Anne had concerns, this could have been her way of expressing them. And of course, we can't ignore the fact that Anne and Camilla have never been particularly close. While they've always been civil, there have been rumors for years that Anne never fully warmed up to Camilla. Unlike other members of the royal family, Anne doesn't seem to go out of her way to praise or acknowledge Camilla in public. If there has been any lingering tension between them, this moment could have been a small glimpse into that underlying issue. Whatever the cause, one thing is certain. This wasn't just a casual, meaningless moment. This was real tension, caught on camera, between two of the most important women in the royal family. And if this is how they interact in public, one has to wonder, what's really going on behind palace doors? Did Princess Anne ever have issues with Camilla dating Charles? Before Camilla became part of the royal family, before she even married Charles, she was involved in a different love story, one that actually connects her to Princess Anne. Most people know that Camilla married Andrew Parker Bowles before eventually marrying Charles. But what many don't realize is that before Andrew and Camilla became a couple, Andrew had a romantic connection with Princess Anne. Yes, Princess Anne and Andrew Parker Bowles were romantically linked in the early 1970s. However, because Andrew was Catholic, he wasn't considered a suitable match for Anne. Royal traditions at the time made it difficult for a princess to marry someone of a different faith. So, their relationship never became serious, and Andrew eventually moved on to Camilla. Now, does this mean Anne was bitter or jealous when Camilla married Andrew? Not necessarily. There's no direct evidence to suggest Anne was upset about it, but let's be honest. Relationships, especially in high society, can be complicated. Even if Anne had no personal issues with Camilla back then, things changed when Camilla got involved with Charles. Was Princess Anne always cold towards Camilla? Princess Anne is known for her straightforward, no-nonsense personality. She has never been one to pretend or play games, especially in public. So, if she doesn't like someone or doesn't approve of something, it's pretty obvious. When Charles and Camilla's relationship became public, it created waves of controversy. Anne, like many others in the royal family, likely had opinions about how things unfolded. Charles was married to Diana, and the affair with Camilla wasn't exactly a secret. The scandal affected the entire royal family, putting them under intense media scrutiny. While Anne and Diana weren't necessarily close, Anne may have still disapproved of how Camilla entered the royal family. After all, Anne is a person who values tradition and duty above all else. She has always been one of the hardest-working royals, rarely seeking attention or drama. So, seeing Camilla at the center of one of the biggest royal scandals might not have sat well with her. Even today, their interactions remain somewhat formal. They stand together at public events, they share polite smiles, but they rarely seem to share warm, friendly moments like other members of the royal family. Unlike King Charles, who has worked hard to ensure Camilla is accepted by the public, Anne hasn't gone out of her way to show affection toward her. Tensions between Diana and Camilla. To understand the possible tension between Anne and Camilla, we have to look at the bigger picture, Camilla's history with Diana. Diana was one of the most beloved members of the royal family. She had a deep connection with the public, she was relatable, and she had a natural charm that made people adore her. When the truth about Charles and Camilla's affair came out, the public turned against Camilla. She was seen as the woman who ruined Diana's marriage and, by extension, the royal family's image. Even within the royal family, there were mixed feelings about Camilla. Queen Elizabeth reportedly took a long time to accept her, and Prince Philip also had reservations. Many members of the royal household knew how much pain Diana went through because of the situation, and that likely included Princess Anne. Anne has never spoken publicly about her personal feelings on the matter, but considering her strong sense of duty and tradition, it wouldn't be surprising if she was one of the royals who wasn't particularly welcoming toward Camilla in the early days. Over time, public opinion on Camilla softened, and she was eventually accepted as Charles's wife and later as queen consort. But personal relationships within the royal family don't always follow public narratives. Just because people have accepted Camilla now doesn't mean old tensions have disappeared behind closed doors. Disagreements between Charles and Anne in the past. Another key factor in this story is Anne's relationship with her brother Charles. Many assume that royal siblings are always close, but that's not necessarily true. Charles and Anne have very different personalities. Charles is more sensitive, thoughtful, and invested in modernizing the monarchy. Anne, on the other hand, is practical, duty-focused, and believes in keeping things as they have always been. These differences have led to disagreements over the years. For example, when Charles was advocating for a more modern and relaxed monarchy, Anne wasn't necessarily on board. She has always been one of the most dedicated royals, taking on hundreds of engagements every year without expecting praise. Meanwhile, Charles has been more vocal about wanting to change certain aspects of royal life, which may not have always aligned with Anne's views. Additionally, when Charles was preparing to marry Camilla, not everyone in the family was thrilled. While Queen Elizabeth eventually gave her approval, reports suggest that Anne was not among the biggest supporters of the union. Again, this wasn't necessarily about personal dislike. It could have been about how everything played out in the past. Anne has always been about duty and stability, and the scandal surrounding Charles and Camilla had already caused enough chaos for the royal family. Publicized moments of friction in the royal family. The royal family has had plenty of conflicts over the years. If there's tension between Anne and Camilla, it's just one of many power struggles that have played out behind palace doors. One of the biggest ongoing royal conflicts is between Prince William and Prince Harry. Once incredibly close, the two brothers are now barely on speaking terms. Their feud has played out in front of the world, with Harry stepping away from royal duties and publicly criticizing the institution. Another historical example is the tension between Prince Charles, now king, and his father, Prince Philip. Philip was a strong-willed, disciplined man, while Charles was more sensitive and introspective. Their different approaches to life led to clashes, particularly when Charles was younger. Even Queen Elizabeth and her sister, Princess Margaret, had moments of friction. Margaret, known for her rebellious nature, often felt restricted by royal rules, while Elizabeth had to put duty above everything else. Their different paths led to moments of disagreement, though they always remained close as sisters. So, when we see a moment of tension between Anne and Camilla, it's nothing new in royal history. These people may be royals, but they are still human. They have personal relationships, disagreements, and long-standing histories that affect how they interact with one another. Looking at everything, it's clear that Anne and Camilla have a complicated relationship. Whether it's because of their personal history, Anne's strong personality, or lingering feelings about the past, there's a noticeable formality between them. Unlike some of the other royals who have fully embraced Camilla's role, Anne remains somewhat distant. And perhaps that's just Anne being Anne, someone who isn't interested in putting on a show for the cameras. Whether or not their relationship will ever be truly warm is something only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, the royal family's power dynamics will always be fascinating to watch. What this means for the royal family's image. The latest viral footage of Princess Anne and Queen Camilla has sparked a huge debate online. People are now wondering, what does this moment really mean for the royal family? Is there tension behind closed doors? And most importantly, how does this affect Camilla's reputation as queen? Let's start with Camilla. This moment is not a good look for her. She has already struggled for years to win the public's approval, and now this video adds another layer to the ongoing conversation about her place in the royal family. When people see a queen being interrupted, dismissed, or talked over, especially by someone like Princess Anne, it creates an image that Camilla is not fully respected within the royal circle. Many people are asking, is she really in control? Or is she just holding a title without much authority? Think about it. Camilla was not born into the royal family. She had to fight her way in, and even after marrying King Charles, she was never seen as the natural choice for queen. Princess Diana's shadow still looms large, and for many, Camilla will always be the other woman who changed history. This moment between her and Anne is only adding fuel to that perception. People are saying, if even Princess Anne doesn't seem to take her seriously, then who does? Another big question is whether this moment makes Camilla look weak. In the footage, she doesn't push back. She doesn't argue or assert herself. Instead, she seems to either let it slide or simply accept Anne's response. To some, this might seem like grace, like she's choosing to remain calm. But to others, it looks like she doesn't have the confidence or authority to stand her ground. A queen is supposed to be commanding. When Queen Elizabeth II walked into a room, people noticed. She had an unshakable presence, a quiet but firm power that made it clear she was the one in charge. Does Camilla have that same energy? Many would say no, and this moment with Anne might just confirm that she is still struggling to be fully accepted as queen, not just by the public, but by the family itself. Now let's talk about Princess Anne. If there is one person in the royal family who doesn't care about public opinion, it's her. She has always been known for her sharp attitude, direct nature, and no-nonsense personality. And this moment, it only reinforces that reputation. For years, Anne has been one of the hardest-working royals, attending hundreds of engagements without drama or scandal. She never craved attention, never tried to be in the spotlight, and yet, people respect her deeply. Why? Because she speaks her mind and doesn't pretend for the cameras. If she disagrees with something, she doesn't fake a smile. She makes it known. That's exactly what people saw in this footage. Anne wasn't afraid to express herself, even in front of Queen Camilla. She didn't hold back. She acted as she always does, straight to the point, unbothered by royal formalities. This is why many people admire her. They see her as someone who values honesty over appearances. But this also raises another question. Does this moment suggest that there are real divisions within the royal family? Because let's be honest, if everyone in the family were on the same page, moments like this wouldn't happen. The royal family is supposed to present a united front, especially in public. Every move they make is carefully controlled to avoid drama. So, when something like this happens, it makes people wonder, what's really going on behind the scenes? We've seen signs of tension before. From Harry and Meghan's departure to reports of disagreements between Charles and his siblings, the royal family isn't as picture-perfect as they'd like people to believe. And this moment between Anne and Camilla? It might just be another glimpse into the cracks behind the palace walls. Now the big question. How will the royal family respond to all of this? First, let's look at how the palace usually handles these kinds of situations. Most of the time they ignore them. They follow the old rule. Never complain, never explain. That's their way of avoiding adding more fuel to the fire. They know that public attention moves quickly, and in a few days, another story will take over. So, will Buckingham Palace issue a statement? Probably not. They might let this moment fade into the background, hoping people will forget about it. After all, they have dealt with far bigger controversies before. Compared to family scandals like Prince Andrew's legal issues or Harry and Meghan's interviews, a tense exchange between Anne and Camilla might not seem like a big deal to them. But here's the thing. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words. If they don't address it, people will continue speculating. And with social media being as powerful as it is today, ignoring something doesn't always make it go away. There's also another possibility. The royal family might release a subtle response through carefully staged public appearances. Maybe we'll suddenly see Camilla and Anne smiling together at the next royal event, standing side by side as if nothing happened. It wouldn't be the first time they've tried to shift the narrative through well-planned public moments. But will people believe it? That's the real question. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this was just an overreaction from the media, or is there real tension between Camilla and Anne? And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more royal updates, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next big story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
A historical perspective, which is slightly different, maybe more realistic. Now, the historical perspective, it just goes back a lot further.
The British royal family thrives on tradition. Centuries-old customs, strict rules, and titles that carry deep meaning. But every now and then, something happens that takes everyone by surprise. Something that shakes the foundation of what we thought we knew. Princess Anne, a figure admired for her unwavering dedication and no-nonsense approach to duty, has always been a symbol of stability within the royal fold. Yet, her latest decision has left the world stunned. In a move no one could have predicted, Princess Anne gave up her royal title, one that she has carried with grace and pride for decades, and passed it on to young Princess Charlotte. This wasn't just a symbolic gesture. It was a decision rooted in strategy, legacy, and perhaps even love. What led Anne to step away from a title so deeply tied to her identity? And why was Charlotte chosen to inherit this honor, especially at such a young age? The historical context of the Princess Royal title. The title Princess Royal is one of the most prestigious within the British monarchy. It's not just a title, but a legacy that carries centuries of history, responsibility, and royal duty. First created in 1642 by King Charles I for his daughter, Princess Mary, the title was intended to be given to the eldest daughter of the reigning monarch. Over the years, it has evolved into a symbol of the royal family's commitment to duty, public service, and responsibility. However, it has never been a role to take lightly. Being granted the title of Princess Royal means assuming a public role that requires dedication to royal duties, charity work, and representing the monarchy on the world stage. It is a significant title not only because of its history, but also because of the weight of the responsibility that accompanies it. It's a position that links the royal family's past with its future, a symbol of continuity and stability. But as with all things in the monarchy, change is inevitable, and the passing of this title often signals deeper shifts within the royal family itself. Anne's long tenure and her role as a symbol of duty and sacrifice. One name immediately comes to mind when thinking of the Princess Royal title, Princess Anne. Since being appointed Princess Royal in 1987, Anne has made the role her own, taking it to new heights of dedication and service. For over 3 decades, Anne has been an unwavering symbol of duty, doing the hard work without ever seeking the spotlight. Her commitment to the royal family and the causes she cares about is unparalleled. From her tireless charity work to her numerous public engagements, Anne has embodied the role of Princess Royal in a way that has earned her the respect of the British public and around the world. Anne has never been one to shy away from a challenge, and over the years, her work ethic has been remarkable. She's often seen attending events and representing the royal family without ever making it about herself. Unlike other royals, who have occasionally stepped back from their duties or embraced more modern roles, Anne has remained steadfast in her commitment to public service, becoming one of the hardest-working members of the royal family. But now, the time has come for a change. Princess Anne, after her long tenure, is passing the baton of the Princess Royal title to a new generation. This shift raises some critical questions. Why now? What does this mean for the future of the monarchy? And more importantly, why has the title been passed to a child? The decision to bestow the title on Charlotte. The decision to bestow the Princess Royal title on Princess Charlotte, who is only 9 years old, has sent shockwaves through the royal community. Why would the royal family choose to pass such a weighty title to a child, especially after Anne's long tenure? What does this mean for Charlotte herself, and how will it shape her future? For Charlotte, being given this title is a huge responsibility. The Princess Royal is expected to carry out a variety of royal duties, including public engagements, charitable endeavors, and representing the monarchy at official events. It is no small feat, especially for a young child. While Charlotte has already shown her natural charm and poise in public, the Princess Royal title will place her under even greater scrutiny as she grows older. But what could possibly be the reasoning behind this decision? Is it merely a continuation of tradition, or is there something more? It seems likely that the royal family is looking ahead, considering the future of the monarchy and the role of its younger generation. Charlotte may be young, but she represents the future of the royal family. By giving her the Princess Royal title, the monarchy is making a clear statement. The next generation is ready to step up, and Charlotte is at the forefront of that change. Strategic move in light of King Charles's health and the monarchy's future stability. The timing of this decision cannot be ignored. Light of King Charles's reported health issues, including concerns about his cancer diagnosis, the royal family's future stability is uncertain. With the question of the monarchy's longevity hanging in the air, the decision to elevate Charlotte to the role of Princess Royal could be part of a much larger strategy to secure the monarchy's future. There's a sense of urgency behind this move. King Charles, at the age of 75, may not have many more years to fulfill his royal duties. As his health becomes more uncertain, the need for a younger generation to step into leadership roles becomes even more pressing. By elevating Charlotte to this prestigious title, the royal family is not only ensuring that she is prepared for her future role, but also sending a message of continuity. The monarchy must evolve and adapt, and this change is a clear indication that the royal family is thinking ahead. Could it be that Charlotte's appointment is a way of ensuring a smooth transition when the time comes? After all, by the time she reaches adulthood, the monarchy will need a fresh face, a younger leader to help carry it forward. Charlotte could become the face of a new era, an era that blends tradition with modernity. This shift in titles may be more than just about the Princess Royal. It may signal a broader transformation within the royal family. Symbolism and tradition versus modernity. There's an undeniable tension between tradition and modernity at play here. On one hand, the Princess Royal title is steeped in centuries of royal history, and passing it down to Charlotte signals a commitment to maintaining the monarchy's long-held customs. On the other hand, Charlotte's youth symbolizes a dramatic departure from the old ways. Is the monarchy trying to hold on to its traditions while preparing for a new generation that is not bound by the old rules? This is the essence of the challenge facing the royal family: how to balance the weight of history with the demands of a rapidly changing world. The British monarchy is no longer just about tradition. It's about adaptability and relevance in the modern world. Charlotte's new role could very well be the symbol of this balance. She represents the future, a future where the monarchy must evolve if it is to remain connected to the people. Could it be that the royal family is betting on Charlotte to bridge the gap between the old and the new? After all, she is young, relatable, and embodies the type of leadership that could connect with a younger generation of Brits. Her appointment to such a significant title at such a young age may be a statement that the monarchy is ready for the future, no matter what that future holds. Gender equality and a shift in leadership. One of the most striking aspects of this decision is its symbolism when it comes to gender equality. In the past, the Princess Royal title was given to the eldest daughter of the monarch, but the heir to the throne was always male. Now, with Charlotte in line for the role, we are seeing the royal family embrace the shift toward gender equality within the monarchy. This is a stark contrast to the male preference primogeniture that once dominated royal succession. By appointing Charlotte to this prestigious role, the royal family is signaling a shift in leadership. It's no longer just about the sons of the monarch taking on roles of power. Charlotte's appointment speaks to a broader societal shift, where women are stepping into positions of influence and leadership at an equal level to men. This could be a sign that the monarchy is ready to embrace a more modern, equal approach to leadership. Could Charlotte's appointment as Princess Royal represent the royal family's commitment to gender equality? Is this the start of a more progressive monarchy? These are the questions that remain unanswered, but hint at a much deeper shift within the royal family. Charlotte may only be a child now, but the decisions made today could shape her future, and the monarchy's future, forever. The symbolic bridging of past traditions with a new generation. Charlotte's appointment is not just a passing of a title. It's a symbolic gesture that blends the monarchy's storied past with the future. Charlotte, at such a young age, represents the hope and potential of a new generation, one that is unafraid of carrying the weight of tradition, while also adapting to the needs of a modern world. As Charlotte grows into her role, she will have the opportunity to shape the monarchy in her own way, potentially bringing new energy and ideas to the table. Could she become the symbol of a royal family that embraces its history, but also recognizes the importance of evolving with the times? There's no question that the royal family is evolving, and Charlotte's new title is just the beginning of that transformation. Is Charlotte the future of the monarchy? Will she carry the weight of the Princess Royal title into a new era, one that blends tradition with modernity? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: the monarchy is changing, and Charlotte may very well be at the heart of that change. The role of Charlotte in the line of succession. Princess Charlotte is now firmly secured as the fourth in line to the British throne, a position that has dramatically reshaped the expectations for her future. Her standing in line has been significantly impacted by a key legal change that took place in 2013, the end of male preference primogeniture. Before this law change, the firstborn son would inherit the throne, regardless of any daughters born afterward. This meant that Charlotte's older brother, Prince George, would always have taken precedence over her in the succession. However, the 2013 law, known as the Succession to the Crown Act, made a groundbreaking shift. Now, the firstborn child, whether male or female, has the same claim to the throne. This means Charlotte's spot as the fourth in line is secure. And it's not just her royal blood that makes this important. It's the very message this law sends about gender equality. Why is this such a monumental moment? The 2013 reform wasn't just a technical change. It was a giant leap for gender equality within the monarchy. Charlotte's position in the line of succession highlights how far the institution has come in adapting to the times. The royal family, once stuck in centuries-old traditions, now stands as a symbol of how things can change. Charlotte is a living testament to this shift, and her place in history as one of the future monarchs embodies the royal family's willingness to embrace change. But let's not forget that Charlotte's role is not just about the throne. It's about how she will be raised and prepared for such a momentous role. Growing up as a royal means balancing the incredible weight of duty with the challenges of a childhood that the public will scrutinize at every turn. How will she manage? Charlotte is still young, only 9 years old, yet the expectations for her future are already higher than most could fathom. The royal family, especially her parents, Prince William and Kate Middleton, have made it clear that their children will be raised with a sense of normalcy. Despite their position in the spotlight, they are determined to give Charlotte as much of a normal childhood as possible. It's a delicate balance. She will play with her siblings, go to school, and experience the joys of childhood, but all of it will unfold under the watchful eye of the world. Will she be able to carry this heavy legacy with the same grace and poise her family expects? It's a challenge no child should have to face, yet it's the reality for young Charlotte. As she matures, the expectations placed on her will grow too. Her public profile will continue to evolve, with every appearance, every gesture analyzed by millions. But she won't just be seen as an ordinary royal. Charlotte is a beacon of the monarchy's future. A future in which the legacy of her family will continue to unfold, and she will undoubtedly play a pivotal part. It's a monumental role, and the pressure is already starting to mount. Charlotte's potential impact and public perception. What does the world think of Charlotte right now? The public has already warmed to Princess Charlotte. From her early public appearances, she has captured hearts with her natural charm, confident demeanor, and, yes, her undeniable sass. Whether it's her cheeky wave at an event or her confident stride alongside her parents, Charlotte has become a favorite among royal watchers and everyday people alike. Can she keep up the charm as she grows? The reality is, as Charlotte matures, the public's expectations will intensify. Every look, every word will be under a microscope, and her actions will be dissected in the media and across social platforms. While her charisma and charm will undoubtedly remain key elements of her appeal, they will also be scrutinized more than ever. The pressure to be a perfect princess is overwhelming. As she grows older, Charlotte will face the constant challenge of balancing her royal duties with the demands of growing up. She will be expected to carry out her role with the same level of grace that has been seen in previous generations. But there is something uniquely challenging about the world she's growing up in. The spotlight today is brighter, harsher, and more invasive than ever before. In the age of social media and instant access, it's not just the formal appearances that will matter. It's how she handles the casual moments, the behind-the-scenes moments that will make or break her reputation. But one thing seems clear. Charlotte has something special. She has shown, even at her young age, that she can handle the royal spotlight with a touch of flair. Her interactions with the public, especially with children, show a maturity and natural ease that bodes well for her future. Will that be enough to carry her through the inevitable challenges of growing up? In the public eye? Time will tell, but for now, she's winning hearts. As Charlotte grows into her role, she will no doubt face challenges, and Anne's mentorship will serve as her guide through these stormy waters. The royal family isn't just about waving from balconies and posing for photos. It's about embodying an ideal of service, and this isn't something you can learn overnight. Charlotte is fortunate to have Anne, a seasoned pro, standing by her side, ready to share those invaluable lessons that come only through experience. And it's not just about teaching Charlotte how to navigate royal duties. It's about preparing her to be the kind of royal who can change the game. But mentorship is a two-way street. As much as Anne will teach Charlotte, the young princess will also bring her own perspectives, ideas, and energy into the equation. Charlotte, despite her tender age, already shows signs of being both charming and confident, engaging with the public in ways that seem beyond her years. The next few years will undoubtedly reveal the unique approach Charlotte will take to the role, and Anne will play a vital part in helping her carve out a path that's all her own. Challenges ahead for Charlotte. The spotlight isn't just a place to shine, it's a place to burn. And as Princess Charlotte steps into her new role, the pressures she'll face will be unlike anything she's ever known. While the royal family has always been accustomed to intense public scrutiny, Charlotte's youth will make her an even bigger target. People will be watching her every move, analyzing her behavior, and waiting to see if she can truly carry the weight of royal expectations. But let's be real for a moment. Can a 9-year-old even handle the kind of pressure that comes with being the Princess Royal? The answer is complicated, but what's certain is that this is a challenge that Charlotte will have to navigate for the rest of her life. Charlotte's life, from this moment on, will never be normal. While her parents, Prince William and Catherine, have made efforts to give their children a relatively grounded upbringing, there's no escaping the fact that Charlotte is now at the center of royal duties and public life. She'll face an onslaught of media attention as she matures. Everything from her fashion choices to her social interactions will be under a magnifying glass. And then there's the whole issue of public opinion. One misstep could send social media into a frenzy. It's a kind of pressure that most children, and even adults, can't fathom. The stakes are high, and the world will be watching to see if she can live up to the legacy of those who came before her. But here's the twist. The very thing that might seem like an overwhelming burden could also work in Charlotte's favor. The world today is different. In the past, royals were largely viewed as distant figures, symbolic rather than active. But in today's world, there's a real demand for royal figures to engage with the public, champion causes, and be role models for a new generation. This is where Charlotte could redefine what it means to be royal. In the past, being royal was mostly about ceremonial duties and keeping traditions alive. But the world is changing. The royal family has been under increasing pressure to modernize, to show they're not just living in the past. Charlotte, with her youthful energy, could help redefine royal responsibilities for the modern age. Instead of being confined to just attending events and supporting established causes, she could use her platform to advocate for the issues that matter most to her generation: climate change, mental health, and social justice. She has the potential to be a voice for progress within the royal family, just as Anne was a voice for responsibility. However, let's not sugarcoat it. The challenges for Charlotte will be immense. How does a young girl balance the weight of royal duties with the desire for a private life, especially when it's practically impossible to escape the public eye? How will she handle the inevitable criticisms and unfair expectations? The pressure on her will be intense, and it will take time for her to find her balance. And here's where the real drama lies. Will she succeed, or will the weight of royal life be too much? The world is watching, and everyone has an opinion. But it's not just about handling the pressures. Charlotte will have the chance to carve out her own identity within the royal family. Unlike her siblings, who have their own distinct roles and responsibilities, Charlotte's position as Princess Royal allows her to become something different. She won't just be a figurehead, she'll be a force in her own right, perhaps even shaping the future of the monarchy as we know it. But as much as the potential for greatness is there, it's clear that Charlotte's journey will be filled with hurdles. The public will expect her to be perfect, and one wrong move could send her crashing down. But if anyone can rise to the occasion, it's her. With the right guidance from Anne, her family, and the public's increasing openness to a more modern monarchy, Charlotte could prove to be the next generation's most transformative royal. And perhaps that's the biggest challenge of all, to be both a symbol of tradition and a beacon of change. But if Charlotte is ready for the task, she will redefine what it means to be a royal in today's world, proving that the monarchy can evolve while staying true to its roots. The crown, it seems, may be in good hands after all. The royal family has always been full of surprises, but Princess Anne's decision to pass her title to Princess Charlotte marks a turning point that few could have predicted. It raises questions about the future of the monarchy and the roles the younger generation will play in shaping its legacy. Was this a move to modernize the royal family, or is there a deeper, personal story behind it? What do you think this decision means for the royal family? Could Princess Charlotte's new role signal a shift in tradition, or is it simply a nod to the future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more royal updates, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that's changing history.
You really can see the difference. It's about giving confidence to the individuals who work with you.
Princess Anne has never been one to grab headlines for the sake of it, but in a rare moment of vulnerability, she made a plea that caught the world off guard. "I pray millions of people watch this," she said. At first, this may sound like a typical royal wish for attention, but when you understand the context, it becomes clear that Anne was not simply seeking viewers. She was aiming for something much bigger. What could have prompted such a personal request from the Princess Royal? Was it a call for support, a powerful message, or an effort to shift public perception of the royal family? The moment in question occurred during a highly anticipated event that Anne was involved in, an event that highlighted not just royal duties, but the essence of her unique role. While other royals often bask in the spotlight, Anne has always been more reserved, rarely asking for such public attention. Her words were not just about a royal appearance, they were about something much more meaningful. The event would address a serious issue close to her heart, something that she has long championed without much fanfare. Behind Anne's request lies a deeper understanding of her duty. Unlike her brother Charles or her nephew William, Anne has often been in the background, quietly working on causes she believes in. Yet she knows that sometimes, to make a real impact, you have to speak up and ask the world to listen. By urging millions to watch, Anne may be signaling a turning point in how she wants to be perceived, no longer just as the dutiful royal, but as a powerful voice on critical issues. This moment also marks a dramatic shift for Princess Anne. For years, she's been known as the no-nonsense royal, with little interest in playing the media game. But her statement reveals something new, a royal willing to use her platform for a cause much greater than herself. Could this be the start of a new chapter in Anne's royal journey, one that speaks louder and reaches further than before? For Anne, the world now faces a pivotal moment. Her plea for millions to watch is not a cry for fame, but an invitation for change. It's her way of pulling back the curtain to reveal the hard work, the causes, and the passions that define her. And she's asking you to take notice. The hidden message behind her words. When Princess Anne spoke the words, "I pray millions of people watch this," it wasn't just about drawing attention to herself. In fact, Anne's actions have often been defined by her selflessness, and this statement was no exception. What did she mean by that bold plea, and why was she asking for such a massive audience? As the second child of Queen Elizabeth, Anne has spent most of her life supporting causes and charities without asking for anything in return. But now, for the first time, she's making a public statement that could shift the entire perception of the monarchy. Princess Anne is not known for seeking media coverage, so her request stood out. It came during an event where Anne not only spoke passionately about an issue, but also put her royal weight behind it. The significance of the plea is massive, because it is a call for people to pay attention to a topic that the Princess Royal holds close. It could be a call for action, a plea for change, change, or perhaps even a moment of personal reflection on the royal family's role in shaping societal issues. The real shocker is the topic Anne was urging people to focus on. It was not your typical royal charity event, but a deeper conversation about the future of the monarchy itself and the role of each royal family member in making a meaningful impact. For Anne, the moment marked a pivot in her approach to leadership, urging others to take responsibility and truly see what the monarchy can stand for in the modern world. This act of vulnerability and boldness from Princess Anne has sparked curiosity and speculation. Why now? What is it about this particular event that prompted her to speak out so forcefully? Was it an urgent need to shift public opinion, or was it simply Anne's chance to shed light on the causes she cares most about? For those who know her, it's clear that this is a rare and powerful moment that demands attention. Princess Anne's statement doesn't just speak to the world, it speaks to the future of the royal family. With this plea, she is positioning herself as not just a member of the royal family, but as a leader who wants to push for change, one viewer at a time. And for millions who may not have considered her perspective before, this is their opportunity to listen closely. Why Princess Anne's plea has the world talking. The moment Princess Anne asked millions to watch, she didn't just catch attention, she sparked controversy. What many saw as a simple plea was in fact a sign of tension beneath the royal surface. As one of the most down-to-earth royals, Anne has always remained behind the scenes. But this time, her request has drawn the public's gaze to an issue that the royal family has struggled with: their relevance in today's rapidly changing world. What was the real reason behind Anne's plea? Was it a call for unity within the royal family, or a pointed critique of its current direction? The monarchy has long been under scrutiny, with some questioning whether it can survive in its current form. Princess Anne, who has always prided herself on her work ethic and loyalty to the crown, may have been trying to shift the conversation about the monarchy's role in society. And yet, by asking for millions to watch, she put herself at the center of an intense and often divisive debate. The implications of her request could be far-reaching. As a royal, Anne is not known for speaking out about the internal affairs of the monarchy. Her recent plea to be watched may suggest growing frustration within the royal ranks. Was she trying to address the public's growing disinterest in the royal family, or was it a reaction to her own frustrations with how the monarchy is perceived? This is not the first time the royal family has faced the pressure of public opinion, but Anne's statement has heightened the conversation. By addressing the public so directly, she is acknowledging that the monarchy is evolving. It's an evolution that may involve more transparency, more open discussions, and more involvement from the royals themselves. Anne may have just opened the door to a new era for the monarchy, one that is more attuned to the needs of the people. As the world watches her every move, Princess Anne's message is clear. It's time for the royal family to step into the future. Her plea was not just a call for millions of viewers, it was a challenge to the monarchy's ability to adapt and thrive in a world that demands change. How the public responds to this call will likely shape the future of the royal family in ways that Anne may not even have anticipated. The real reason behind Princess Anne's emotional plea to the public. When Princess Anne made her heartfelt request, "I pray millions of people watch this," she didn't just hope for a surge in views. She was tapping into a deeper need for connection. Known for her serious, no-nonsense approach, Anne's emotional plea revealed a side of her that many had never seen before. This wasn't just about royal duties or ceremonial appearances. It was about Anne's desire to reconnect with the public on a human level, acknowledging the emotional divide that has often separated the monarchy from the people it serves. The plea came at a time when the monarchy has struggled to stay relevant in the face of modern challenges. With scandals, family rifts, and constant media scrutiny, the royal family has often been seen as distant or out of touch with the common people. Princess Anne, always known for her grounded approach, saw an opportunity to address these concerns directly. Her plea was a subtle but powerful message that the monarchy is evolving, and it's up to each royal to decide how they want to be seen in this new era. Princess Anne has spent decades serving her country and the royal family without seeking praise or recognition. But with this plea, she was doing something different, reaching out to the public, asking them to witness something important, something that she believes will have a lasting impact. It wasn't just about her legacy, it was about ensuring that the causes she has championed for years are finally given the attention they deserve. In her quiet, determined way, Anne has been a leader who has shown up when needed most. This emotional plea represents a moment of vulnerability, a desire to make sure that the world sees the work she has done in a new light. It wasn't about self-promotion, it was about sharing a message that transcends the royal title and speaks directly to the heart of the people. In a world where monarchy and tradition are being constantly questioned, Princess Anne may be leading the way to a new chapter in royal history. The question remains, why this plea and why now? Was it driven by a personal desire to connect, or was it part of a larger movement within the royal family to regain the public's trust? Only time will tell, but for now, Princess Anne has made her stance clear. She's ready for millions to listen. What Princess Anne's call means for the monarchy. Princess Anne's heartfelt plea for millions to watch was not just a call for attention, it was a wake-up call for the monarchy itself. The royal family has been under scrutiny in recent years, with the world increasingly questioning their relevance in the 21st century. Princess Anne, who has always been seen as a behind-the-scenes worker, is now taking a step forward, signaling that change may be coming. The royal family is at a crossroads. Princess Anne's words, though personal, reflect a deep understanding of the current climate surrounding the monarchy. The old ways of royalty, where members were expected to uphold their duties without ever speaking out, may be slowly fading. Anne, traditionally a staunch defender of royal protocols, seems to recognize that the monarchy must evolve to survive in a rapidly changing world. By asking millions to watch, Anne may be advocating for a new era of openness and engagement within the royal family. She is known for her work behind the scenes, but this moment shows her willingness to stand front and center, urging the public to pay attention to the pressing issues facing not just her family, but the world at large. In doing so, she might be setting the stage for future royals to step out from the shadow of tradition and engage directly with global conversations. What Anne's plea suggests is that the royal family must be more transparent, more approachable, and more in tune with public expectations. By taking a more active role in global discussions, the monarchy can continue to have a place in modern society. Princess Anne's request is not just about getting views. It's a statement about the future of the royal family, where leadership and compassion will be just as important as tradition. As the world shifts and the monarchy adjusts to the needs of the time, Princess Anne is showing that royal influence can still matter in a world full of change. Her plea may be the first step toward a broader acceptance of a monarchy that is open to evolution, transparency, and, most importantly, the people it serves. Is she changing the royal playbook? Princess Anne's rare public plea to have millions watch has left many wondering. Is she changing the royal playbook? Known for her no-nonsense attitude and quiet dedication to her royal duties, Anne's plea caught both the public and media by surprise. But it wasn't just her request for viewers to pay attention that made headlines. It was the underlying message she sent about the evolving role of the royal family. For generations, members of the British royal family have remained largely silent on many matters, maintaining an air of detachment and distance from the public. But Princess Anne's plea is proof that change is on the horizon. As one of the most hardworking members of the royal family, Anne has quietly dedicated herself to numerous causes without seeking personal recognition. Yet, by requesting that millions watch, she's signaling that the royal family may need to adapt to the times, engaging more directly with the public and addressing issues that matter most. What makes Anne's request especially impactful is the shift it represents in royal behavior. Traditionally, royals were seen as figures above the fray, only engaging with the public when absolutely necessary. But Anne's plea invites a different kind of interaction, one that demands not just attention, but a deep connection. It suggests that the monarchy can no longer afford to be an institution detached from the concerns and struggles of the people. Instead, it must embrace its role as a modern force for good, one that doesn't shy away from difficult conversations. Her rare public appeal may mark a turning point for the monarchy. For too long, the family has been criticized for being out of touch with the real world. Now, Princess Anne is taking the opportunity to show that royals can still be relevant, compassionate, and present in the lives of everyday people. Her call for millions to watch isn't just about her. It's a challenge to the entire institution to stay grounded, human, and engaged with the world around them. Could this be the start of a new royal era, one where transparency and direct engagement replace the traditional mystique of royalty? Princess Anne's plea could be a defining moment in how the public perceives the monarchy in the 21st century, and perhaps how the royal family reshapes itself in the years to come. Why Princess Anne is using her royal platform to make a difference. When Princess Anne made her emotional plea for millions to watch, it was clear that her motivations went far beyond mere attention-seeking. The Princess Royal has never been one to pursue the spotlight, but she understands the power her platform holds. Unlike other members of the royal family, Anne has always been dedicated to quietly supporting causes close to her heart, often without any recognition. Now, with the eyes of the world on her, Anne is using her royal platform to make a statement that could impact the future of the monarchy. In her decades of service, Princess Anne has been an unflinching advocate for causes such as animal welfare, children's rights, and public service. She's worked tirelessly behind the scenes, never craving the spotlight, yet her actions have made an undeniable impact. But with her recent plea, Anne is signaling that it's time for the world to see the true power of her platform. She's ready to stand up and say that the royal family can, and should, use their influence to advocate for meaningful change. What's especially significant about this moment is that it shows how the monarchy can evolve into a force for good, leveraging its global reach to address pressing societal issues. By asking millions to tune in, Anne is not just sharing a personal message, it's a call to action for the world. It's a chance for the royal family to redefine its purpose and place in modern society. Princess Anne is showing that being part part of the royal family doesn't mean staying silent about the world's problems. It's about using your privilege to spark real change. This request also speaks to Anne's confidence in her role as a member of the royal family. While other royals have hesitated to speak out on controversial issues, Anne has never been afraid to take a stance. Her willingness to use her platform shows that she understands the power of her voice and the impact she can have on both the monarchy and the wider world. It's clear that Princess Anne is poised to take on a new, more proactive role within the royal family, and her message couldn't be clearer. The royal family isn't just here to be admired from afar, it's here to make a real difference. With this powerful statement, Anne is not just calling for millions of eyes to be on her. She's calling for the monarchy to step into the future and embrace its responsibility to lead with purpose. Princess Anne's plea is a reminder that royals are not just figureheads. They are human beings who can and should make a positive impact on the world around them. Princess Anne's unexpected move. Princess Anne's call for millions to watch is more than just a fleeting moment of attention. It's an unexpected move that has the potential to shape the future of the monarchy. Historically, the royal family has maintained an air of mystery and aloofness, with many members keeping a low profile and avoiding direct involvement in political or social matters. Princess Anne, however, has always been known for her straightforward and pragmatic approach to her royal duties. But now, she's taking it a step further, urging the world to listen and engage with the message she's sending. What makes this moment so significant is that Princess Anne is doing something that no other royal has done before. She's taking control of her narrative. By asking for millions to watch, Anne is telling the world that it's time for the royal family to evolve. It's not enough to simply attend ceremonies or cut ribbons anymore. The monarchy needs to engage with real-world issues, to be an active participant in shaping society, rather than remaining an observant bystander. In doing so, Anne is acknowledging a critical shift in the monarchy's role in today's society. The old ways of royal duty, symbolic gestures and formalities, are no longer enough. The monarchy must adapt to the times, become more inclusive, and be more in tune with the needs of the people. Anne's words are a direct challenge to the royal family to step into the modern age with confidence and relevance. But is this just a personal plea from Anne, or is it a deeper reflection of her own frustrations with the state of the monarchy? The rift between the younger royals and the older generation is well documented, and Anne's plea might be her way of pushing for change, urging her family to embrace the public's evolving expectations. In a world that demands accountability and transparency, Princess Anne's message is a call for the monarchy to align itself with the modern world, one where action speaks louder than tradition. What does this moment mean for the monarchy's future? Only time will tell, but it's clear that Princess Anne is leading the way for a new generation of royals who are not afraid to speak up, take action, and influence positive change. Her unexpected move has set the stage for a royal family that isn't just a symbol of tradition, but a force for progress. The bold truth behind Princess Anne's silent revolution. Princess Anne's plea for millions of people to watch wasn't just a one-off request. It's the beginning of a quiet revolution within the royal family. Princess Anne, long regarded as the hard-working and dependable member of the family, has now set her sights on something bigger. Her unexpected words have ignited a conversation about the monarchy's role in modern society, challenging its long-standing traditions and calling for a shift in how royals interact with the world. This moment marks a pivotal point for Princess Anne. Known for her stoic demeanor and commitment to duty, she has quietly served the monarchy for decades, but now she's ready to be heard. Anne's plea speaks to the urgency of the issues she cares about, whether it's social causes, climate change, or the very future of the monarchy. By asking millions to watch, Anne is challenging not only her family, but the public to rethink the monarchy's role and influence. The royal family has often been seen as an institution that is out of touch with the everyday struggles of people. But with Anne's statement, she is proving that royals can be relatable, empathetic, and actively involved in global conversations. She's showing that royal influence doesn't have to be passive or distant. It can be powerful and direct. Anne is using her position to elevate important issues, asking for the public to pay attention to matters that truly affect the world. In many ways, Princess Anne's call for millions to watch is the beginning of a new era for the monarchy, one where royals are no longer just symbols of tradition, but active participants in shaping the future. It's a sign that the royal family can no longer afford to simply exist. It must engage, speak out, and make a real impact. For those who have long questioned the relevance of the monarchy in the modern age, Anne's request is a reminder that there is room for change, and this change could very well come from within the royal family itself. The future of the monarchy depends on the willingness of its members to evolve, and Princess Anne has made it clear that she is ready to lead that change. What does her bold request mean for the monarchy's future? Princess Anne has made one thing clear. She is not just a figurehead of the royal family. She is an active and engaged royal who understands the need for change. By urging millions to watch her message, she's starting a conversation about the monarchy's future and the essential role royals can play in shaping the world around them. But what does this bold request mean for the future of the monarchy? For Anne, the message is simple. Royals need to evolve. The world is changing at an incredible pace, and the monarchy must adapt to remain relevant. The time of distant, aloof royals is over. If the royal family wants to stay connected with the public, it must show that it is not only in touch with the modern world, but actively working to improve it. Anne's words are a challenge to her family. Embrace the future, or risk becoming obsolete. But this isn't just a plea for change. It's a challenge for the monarchy to define its legacy in the 21st century. The royal family's relevance has often been questioned in recent years, with some wondering if it still serves a meaningful purpose in a modern democracy. Princess Anne's statement is a reminder that the monarchy can be a force for good, a platform to raise awareness, advocate for change, and make a real difference. As Anne pushes for this shift, she is reminding us all that the monarchy is more than just an institution. It's made up of individuals who can take action, speak out, and lead with compassion. Princess Anne's legacy may not just be defined by her royal duties, but by her ability to inspire future generations of royals to think outside the box and take a proactive role in the world. Princess Anne's plea to be watched is a defining moment. It's not just a royal call for attention, it's a royal plea for action, one that will shape how the monarchy is perceived and engaged with for years to come. And it's a challenge to all of us. How will we respond to this new, more engaged royal family? As the royal family grapples with these deep, personal divisions, the future of the monarchy is uncertain. The emotional plea from Prince William and the shifting dynamics between him and Harry leave us all questioning. Can the royal family truly heal, or is this the beginning of the end for an institution built on tradition? Princess Anne's call for millions to listen to her message suggests there is still hope, but only time will tell if the royal family can unite again. What do you think? Will Prince William and Harry ever reconcile, or is their rift irreversible? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on the royal family. Stay tuned for the next one.